Let's simplify a new Town Hall 12 attack strategy using Super Archers and Super Wizards for an OP combination for 3 stars. That's right, the Super Archers and Super Wizards is a really strong combination. Overall, to start this off, you're going to be using a ZapQuake. Normally, this is going to be in a given area that mainly you can get rid of a multi or single target Inferno. In this case, being able to use the lightning spells against the Inferno is a good choice. And since the ZapQuake is going in away from the entry, you can use a Grand Warden Walk. Using a Baby Dragon is a smart choice to help create the funnel, make it very simple, and also to make sure that the Grand Warden is going in the right direction. Of course, you also can use a Queen Walk if your lightning spells are being used very close to your entry, or if your Grand Warden is at a lower level, not able to do a Warden Walk. Overall, your next thing is to create the other side of the funnel with the Siege Barrack and King. You want to create 2 sides of the funnel so you've got an easy lane to move in. This is where you've got the use of your golems, the Super Wizards, some regular wall breakers since you are bringing 2 different super troops, and of course the Super Archers. You want to make sure that you're able to continuously work yourself down. In this case, that's exactly what the attacker wants to do. So you've got the Hog Riders from the Siege Barrack to work themselves towards the Eagle. You do want to try and use the Grand Warden ability, and you want to make sure that you're using the Rage spell either at the beginning or in the core of the base. An early Grand Warden ability is always good to push your troops in, and you want to make sure that you've got a good group of them. In this case, you may not have all of your Super Wizards still alive, but you will have Super Archers, and this is where this strategy is really strong. Having the Golems, the Barbarian King, some of the Barbarians, really helps a lot. Even though the healers are not on the Super Archers, it does allow them still to tank for a good amount of damage before the Super Archers take control. And overall, this works incredibly well because of the Super Archers. They pretty much can't die. And in this case, being able to clear through the rest of it with the use of the Super Archers just shows how strong they are. So if you are planning on using this, Super Archers are definitely the way to go if you have not upgraded your archers to boost them. This army is going to work for you. And while my attacks are not live attacks, these still show how you guys can use it properly. First and foremost, this is a farming base that you may see in war, so don't count these out. But it is versus single Infernos. What I did here is I used the lightning spells to get rid of a couple other structures. Overall, you then want to start creating the funnel. I used a Queen Walk in this case. There was no need to use a Warden Walk. So I was able to literally get my Queen over in the right direction. Using my Siege Barrack and my Barbarian King, it allows me to kind of create a good amount of a funnel. Then using the Golems, Super Archers, and Super Wizards, I wanted to move them in for the Town Hall and the Eagle Artillery. I had a good group of them go in, and I used the Rage spell early. It kind of provides a little bit more support. You don't have to do this, but then when you're dealing with something like the enemy CC, the poison and freeze from the CC is really, really nice. Being able to then use the jump spell on the other side and having that Warden ability active so they're able to move through is really good. At this stage, I had no spells, so I honestly thought that this attack was not going to go well. But in case, it actually did because I still had the Queen ability, Hog Riders, and of course, the Super Archers. Now, if you are enjoying the content here that I bring on the channel, consider subscribing and ringing the bell so you don't miss any content in the future that I have planned. Overall, you just want to make sure that you're still able to continue to work yourself around. And in this case, I actually still had Super Wizards still up thanks to the tanking from the Barbarian King. So even an Electro Dragon CC is not that big of a deal. And you could absolutely overkill bases whether you have Super Wizards or you still have a lot of Super Archers up. It doesn't matter. You can absolutely crush it with no problems whatsoever just by using this attack. Likewise, you don't need to bring regular wall breakers, and you could use a Queen Walk with this. Overall, in terms of this, usually it depends on where you're using your lightning spells. Unlike the previous example I showed, using the lightning spells first is always a great choice, and using it right by a given area that you want to start either a Warden Walk or Queen Walk, a Queen Walk is better in this case. So using a baby dragon to create one side of the funnel and allowing your queen to walk herself down is the best way to use this. That's how you kind of want to always treat these type of attacks, is if your entry is very close, you may want to use a Queen Walk because you've already gotten rid of the most inner part. So using the Barbarian King and Siege Bear to create the other side of the funnel, and the Super Wizards, Golems, and the Super Archers as they start to work themselves in for the Eagle Artillery and possibly also for the Inferno. Being able to make sure that you are dealing with the enemy CC is always going to be very important. But you do want to make sure that you use a Grand Warden ability early first. Like I've said previously, making sure that you've got a good lane to move in. This is where you would use your Rage spell to push your troops in, and dealing with the enemy CC shouldn't be super difficult. In this case, the base is very, very open. There isn't a lot of chain on this base, so Super Wizards can still provide a lot of great support, and you've still got the Hog Riders from the Siege Barrack that can do a lot more work for you. So being able to still get over to the Town Hall using maybe something like the Queen ability, or even just having the Super Archers absolutely pick over the wall and take it down, is a very smart play that you've got. And the main reason to why this army works so well, like I've said before, is the Super Archers. They are pretty much the last thing that remains standing for the most part. Outside of maybe Golems and maybe a couple other super troops, like the Super Wizards, and of course the P.E.K.K.A. and maybe some of the Wizards, this can work incredibly well for you. So if you do enjoy using smash style attacks, this is a viable option that can work on a lot of really good type of bases, and it is going to be worth it, especially with the Super Troop event going on. This can also work versus compact bases that have multi-target Infernos. A great example is this farming style base here. Being able to start off with the lightning spells is a fantastic choice. I use this to create the little bit of a funnel. I mainly wanted to make sure that my troops go in the right direction, mainly going into this area for the Eagle Artillery. Though it could have been a better spot for something like the Hog Riders from the Siege Barrack, but it was a good option nonetheless. I should have used a Queen Walk instead, but opening the floodgates for the Golems, the Super Archers, and the Super Wizards does help a lot. Using the Barbarian King on the other side, I'm able to create a solid funnel to move myself in. You also want to make sure that you're using the Rage spell either around the core or a little bit later. I should have saved it, but using the Grand Warden ability does help quite a bit. And pretty much using the jump spell, you can use that back end whenever. And since there wasn't a CC in this case, I used the freeze against the multi and the Town Hall. Now, in this case here, I thought I was going to fail the attack. I thought I lost all my Super Archers. I thought I lost all of my Super Wizards, which I did, but this attack kept going strong. And even though I only have very low level Golems, it really doesn't matter those Golem levels. As long as they're above maybe level 5, this can work really well. This was mostly because I actually had enough momentum going through the rest of the base. The Super Archers, I still had about 3 of them still remaining, and they did a ton of work with my Queen and the Golems. Having the Hog Riders on the back end truly helped, and not only that, but since there was really no resistance, I actually had the P.E.K.K.A. and a bunch of Wizards still remaining. This is why this army is really strong. It may not be the strongest example I have to prove to you, but this is a really good army. If the other 3 examples didn't tell you that this is good, this is a really good attack from me. This is really good, and it's super overpowered. So what do you think about this new duo between the Super Archers and Super Wizards? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you would like to see next here on the channel, and I'm going to try to bring that to you guys in a better and much more entertaining way. Remember guys to subscribe and ring the bell for that alongside any future content. Remember to also use code Corrupt before purchasing the Gold Pass or any special offers, and I'll catch you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.